Thank you for your interest in taking your master's course with us at the University of East Anglia, and welcome to this presentation. I'm Vander Vianen, Associate Professor in Education in the School of Education and Lifelong Learning. My research work is in the fields of teaching and learning English as a foreign language, corpus linguistics, and academic and pedagogical discourses. At UEA, I am the coordinator for all the master's courses that we offer in the School of Education and Lifelong Learning, and I also direct the MA-TESOL, that is, the Masters in Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages. In this short presentation, I'll provide you with an overview of all the master's courses that we offer in the school. Here's a brief summary of the topics that will be covered in this presentation. We'll start with some background information about the School of Education and Lifelong Learning. I will then consider one question that you might have asked yourself or that you might have been asked, namely, the reason for taking a master's in education. You will then find out about courses that we offer in the school, how they are delivered, how they are assessed, what support will be offered to you after you join us, and what modules you can take. I think it is also important for us to consider the next step in your life, that is, where you want to go next in your career. I'll tell you how we'll support you in that extremely important next stage of your life. Towards the end of the session, I'd like to share the feedback we've received from our past students, and I'll tell you how you can find more information about us and our courses. So, we are in the School of Education and Lifelong Learning, which is part of the Faculty of Social Sciences. As you can imagine, the school has a leading role within UEA, since all the courses that are offered across the university are underpinned by the latest educational research. My colleagues and I are internationally recognized for our pedagogical and research practice, and we have extensive international experience. We have lived and or worked in different parts of the globe, similarly to our own students. This means that we're able to understand and support our students in applying what they learn to their own specific context. We offer a total of 6 master's courses, and I'll be talking about them in a minute or so. Our school is one of the premier centers for education in the UK. However, you don't need to take my word for it. We're fourth in the UK for education, according to the Guardian's ranking in 2020. More than three-quarters of our research publications have been assessed as world-leading or internationally excellent in the 2014 Research Excellence Framework. We host the UNESCO Chair in Adult Literacy and Learning for Social Transformation, which is UNESCO's recognition for the first-class work that we've done in the fields of adult literacy and in the use of education to transform social realities. We proudly reward student potential and student success. We offer scholarships to the best master's applicants. These are the Excellence in Education scholarships, which are only available to master's students in our school. And we also reward students for their brilliant work. Every year, we award the Lawrence Stenhouse Master's Dissertation Award to the best dissertation that has been produced by one of our students. We believe that quality must be acknowledged, recognized, and rewarded. Before we move on to consider the possible masters that you may take with us, I'd like to address a question that I was asked several times when I decided to take my own masters, and a question that I get asked by several students and their parents. Why should you take a master's in education? Well, your master's course will allow you to engage in continuous professional development. You might have recently graduated and you want to specialize in the field, Or you may have been working as an education practitioner for years and you want to learn more about pedagogical matters. Irrespective of your circumstances, we'll be able to support your development. This means that you will learn more about the profession while also developing your research expertise, which is a key transferable skill. You will also improve your pedagogical knowledge and skills. Your master's at UEA will open up new job opportunities in your life. I generally use the phrase degree inflation to refer to what we observe all over the world. It is not enough to have a bachelor's degree. Professionals in our field need to have at least a master's in order to have access to a wider range of jobs and to jobs that pay well. With a master's, you'll be able to undertake more important tasks at work, and the seniority will allow you to support your colleagues' development. If you asked me to say just one reason for you to take a master's in education, I'd say it's because education is everywhere. Just think of it. If one wants to become a lawyer, a doctor, or an engineer, education will play a key role in their socialization into these professions. Everything we do in life involves education, either formal or informal. And we, as educators or future educators, can support people in all of these learning contexts. In the School of Education and Lifelong Learning, we offer six different masters. We run the MA Education, Learning, Pedagogy, and Assessment for those who are interested in general education. We also offer several specific masters. If you come from a mathematics or STEM background, you might be interested in our Masters in Mathematics Education. If you're keen on learning more about language education, we offer the MA Second Language Education, which examines matters of relevance to those who work, for instance, in modern foreign languages. Another option in the field of language education is the well known MA TESOL, MA Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages. This master's will suit you if you work with or would like to work with the teaching and learning of English as a foreign language. Should you wish to hold a managerial position or develop your expertise in educational leadership, the MSc Educational Leadership and Management will suit you. Finally, we offer the MA Education Practice and Research on a part time basis for local school practitioners who want to develop their pedagogical expertise. In this slide, you can see the contact information for the directors of all of these courses. If you have any specific queries about one of these masters, please do get in touch with us. We'll be very happy to clarify any questions that you might have. Irrespective of the masters you decide to take, you will have a minimum of 20 timetabled contact hours per module. This might be very different from your experience if you are an international student. So I should explain that the UK educational system prioritizes student autonomy. This means that students are provided with the means to take charge of their own learning. At UEA, you will be provided with specific pedagogical materials to prepare for each class, and will make best use of our time in class to help you develop your knowledge and understanding of the subject matter. The modules will vary in their delivery terms. You have interactive lectures, seminars where we encourage students to work in pairs and groups, practical, hands-on workshops, observations of classes in order to learn from other colleagues' pedagogical practices, computer lab sessions to introduce you to the latest educational technology, field trips in which you can learn about educational practice in situ, and online classes. We have extensive experience in different delivery modes, both face to face and online ones. Our teaching and learning is aimed at supporting students to apply theory to practice. That is, to consider how the topics they study may be applied to their own contexts. We prioritize contextually relevant teaching and learning, especially as we have an international student cohort. We encourage our students to be active and interactive in class. To be honest, I'm already missing this type of interaction as I deliver this presentation because I wouldn't be talking that much and for such a long period of time in class. The modules you take for your master's in the School of Education and Lifelong Learning will be geared towards the development of your academic skills and professional preparedness. As you will see in this presentation, this is a matter that I'll be mentioning a few times. As you're choosing your master's, I believe that you might be wondering about how you're going to be assessed. You are not alone. This is indeed a common question that applicants generally have. In our school, we adopt a variety of assessment types. The prototypical one is the written assignment that students are asked to submit at the end of each module. This assignment will generally have a maximum of 3,000 words per 20 credit module. You will also be assessed through oral presentations, portfolios, and dissertation. So far, I've talked about summative assessment, that is, the assessment that counts towards your grade. One main feature of our work in the school is that all master's modules will provide you with an opportunity to undertake a formative assessment. This is a task that will prepare you for the summative one, and you will receive feedback from your tutor. This way, you will know whether you are in the right direction and what you should do to improve. We support our students academically and we want them to perform the best they can in the summative assessment so that they have the best grades possible by the end of their masters. Support is our top priority, both academic and personal support. The fact that we provide you with formative assessment is one example of how we support our students to thrive academically. We work closely with colleagues in the learning enhancement team to design extra sessions that are tailored to your specific academic needs. And at any point in time, you can also book one to one sessions with colleagues in the learning enhancement team. From your first day at UEA, you'll be assigned a personal advisor who will be your point of contact for any queries you might have. UEA has first class student services, which can support you with well being and financial matters, to cite just two examples. We also have a brilliant career central to help you with professional matters. In terms of modules, we have two core and common modules that are taken by most of our students: critical reading and educational research methods. The former is aimed at developing the highly sought transferable skill of approaching whatever you read, from news stories to journal papers, with a critical attitude. The module on research methods will introduce you to the most important ways of collecting and analyzing data that are relevant in the fields of education. Together, these two modules add to your academic and professional preparedness. Our curriculum is extremely diverse to suit your specific needs, and I would need an hour or so to go over all the modules that we offer in the school. I'll just briefly mention some module highlights to give you an indication of our strengths. Students who take observed practice have the chance of going to a teaching and learning center in the UK to observe classes that are taught to real students who are learning English. Our students go there to observe the teacher and the students with a view to reflecting on what was done and learning from it. In the use of technology in the teaching and learning of mathematics, Students have the opportunity to learn about the latest technological advances in the field of mathematics education, while also having a chance to study with local school practitioners who take this module. Several of our modules are research informed, and I wouldn't be able to mention all of them here. I would just like to highlight two of them. Assessment Principles, Issues, and Practice is led by a colleague of mine who does world leading research and assessment and is an expert in the field. I teach a module in my own area of expertise. In corporate and language research, learning, and teaching, I introduce students to the field of corpus linguistics, which I have been working on for several years. My corpus work has been funded by prestigious funders in the UK, such as the British Academy and the British Council. Well, I hope that this has provided you with a better understanding of our courses and our educational ethos in the school. I would now like to move on to your career. You might think that this is perhaps too early because you have not even started your master's, but I'd say it's not too early. We want to support you in this regard as soon as possible. We do take pride in the professional success of our students, and we will be supporting you to thrive during and after your master's. We have strong links with non governmental organizations in Norwich, such as English Plus and New Roots. We've also recently signed an agreement with Norfolk City Council to provide our students with the possibility to learn more about how education is delivered in our city. Upon completion of our master's courses, our graduates have taken positions such as teachers, lecturers, coordinators, and principals in a range of educational institutions, courses, primary and secondary schools, and universities. Some students have decided to pursue a career as freelance teachers or tutors. Others are now working in secretaries or ministries of education around the world, and also in non governmental organizations. As a UEA graduate, you'll be able to access the brilliant support of our colleagues in Career Central even after you have finished your course. They will help you up to 3 years after the end of your master's, but the vast majority doesn't even need their support for that long. Most of our students find a job right after their graduation. I'd like now to share with you some case studies from our alumni so that you have students' perspectives on the work that we do. Eliana Pineda Rodriguez from Colombia has highlighted the fact that her master's course in education has developed her autonomy and sense of responsibility. Two aspects which are important both in academia, if one wants to pursue a PhD, and in the workplace. Robert Chakrane from the UK saw the multicultural environment in our school as one of the most memorable experiences of his master's. As a matter of fact, your master's here will allow you to network widely and extensively with students from different countries, which will be instrumental in your postmaster's professional life. Iran In from China has addressed one concern that several students have, the so called potential difficulty of taking a master's. As she explains it, the workload at master's level here at UEA is manageable because classes are timetabled reasonably and because our assignments are well planned. Finally, I would like to share a success story from Wen Shi. She completed her master's in mathematics education in 2015 and has since then pursued a career in this field. Originally from China, she now lives in the UK and works as a math teacher in London. So, this is only one of several stories of success that I could share with you. You might be thinking about why you should come and study with us in the School of Education and Lifelong Learning at UEA. And I think that is indeed a fair question. The first reason I would say is our ranking and reputation. You'll be based at a university which has, for instance, gold status in the Teaching Excellence Framework in the UK, the best result an institution can have. Our research is also very well evaluated in the Research Excellence Framework, as I mentioned in the school overview. While we are indeed pleased with these external measures of STEAM, we are even more pleased about being student oriented. We take pride in treating students individually. Our primary aim is to support our students, help them develop academically, and support their transition into or within the workplace. All of us are educators at heart, and these personal indicators of success are very important to us. Another reason for you to study with us is our international and intercultural outlook. We have a mix of nationalities represented in our staff and in our student cohort. We have extensive experience in both face to face and online teaching. At this point in time, I'd like to extend an invitation for you to see our work in online teaching. If you have a chance, please visit this brilliant MOOC for early career teachers that has been developed by some colleagues of mine in the school. The course runs a few times every year and it is totally free of charge. This is an indication of our commitment to democratizing access to educational knowledge. Our first class teaching will open numerous doors to your future academic and professional life. Our courses are carefully designed for you to benefit the most from all types of learning opportunities, both formal and informal ones. Studying at UEA means that you'll be in a brilliant part of the country. Norwich is a perfect city for you to study. It is big, but safe, affordable, and friendly. It has a rich history, but it also counts with modern facilities and a vibrant range of cultural options. Upon graduation, you'll be prepared to make a difference in the world. So, how can you find more information about us? You can visit our school website, follow us on Twitter, or befriend us on Facebook. You can ask questions to current students and academics through these two websites you see on your screen. You can find more about finance related aspects by going to this website. I'd also encourage you to check the section on scholarships on the specific page of the course that you decide to take. That section has tailored information about scholarships that are available for your chosen course. You're very welcome to message us at any time. Just email us at admissions@uea.ac.uk. You are also encouraged to contact course directors if you have any academic queries. I've included our contact details in a previous slide where I listed the courses that we offer in the school. I hope that this presentation has given you a better idea of what it will be like to study with us. As the Master's Coordinator in the School of Education and Lifelong Learning, I do look forward to welcoming you to one of our courses in the near future. Thank you.